Hey guys, welcome back to the Reed Homestead. So, Alba showed up. We've got some birdseed and apple for them. Oh, we got a young buck. Look at this guy. Hey buck. Look at the horns. This is the guy that probably was rubbing the magnolias over here. Rubbed all the branches off. This one tree here, see, only one side of them has branches now. So when they shed their antlers, which basically develop like a fur coating, and they shed, so it itches, and the deer will come up to the branches and try to itch their coating off, their antlers, and it's called deer rub. So anyhow, there's Alba and young buck. Hey buddy, you hungry? All right. Hi Alba. How you doing? Did you have your baby? Yeah. You a good girl? Put some apples in there. Some seed. These are Yori soba bowls that I basically save and drill them into this log and use that as their feeding trough. Birdseed, apple. Obviously they like deer corn, but the store that we go to for the deer corn has been out. So we're gonna go have to hit the Tractor Supply store. And I'll throw some. Here's the big. This is just a flowering base. It's the base to a pot. So we'll grab some of these apples, divvy them up, get some more seed up here, here, and here. Oh, smell good, Buck? Yeah. I'll take some of these apples, spread them out a little. There's quite a few deer, so you only see two now, but what happens is they all show up once the deer start eating. We'll grab some of these, a couple of those, put them in the big pot. You hungry? Hey Buck, it's all right. It's all right. You want to eat? Look at those big, beautiful antlers. Yes, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. He's like, Mr. Pat, I want to eat. Hi, Alba. See, here are the other deer behind them. They all follow Alba, basically. Yes, a good girl. Come on. You can eat. Come on, girls. Come on, Alba. We'll just back up a little and give her some room. Come on, Buck, over here. Come on, Buck. Oh. Pick up the feeding jug. Come on, baby. Still walk right up. There you are, good girl. Come on, Bucky. So, I'm sure some of you heard we lost our dog, Yori, yesterday. So, she was diagnosed with cancer last September. And we, they told us, the experts told us, 1 to 2 months without chemo. If she had chemo, 3 months, 3 to 4 months, So we had, basically we're suggesting we put her down. And I remember back in 2020 during COVID, I did some research, and I remember one doctor that exposed remdesivir for having failed its trials in 2016. 30% of the patients died of renal failure, so it was causing kidney failure. The doctor that exposed that was advising people that had taken the pokey poke to start taking apopectin. And I remember back then looking it up, and it does have some anti-cancer properties. Not that it cures cancer, but it congeals around the tumors and slows them from spreading. So we started giving Yori. She was diagnosed September. She was prescribed blood coagulant because she bled out. She almost died right there. We revived her and brought her to the hospital, and they did a blood transfusion. They gave her coagulants. So we started, painkillers and coagulants. We also started giving her apopectin, and what was a maximum of 2 months without chemo, or 3 or 4 months with it, has turned into 9 months. So yesterday she had a stroke. She let out a big cry. It sounded just like a human, and she collapsed. She got up and she walked to her kennel. We keep the dogs in a kennel in the garage, built it up on some pallets. You going, Alba? She was able to walk out there all right. But then the next morning, she ate some ham. The next morning, she had another stroke. So she spent the day taking her last with her sister Reagan. Got some early video of Reagan when she was a puppy. Yori was a rescue dog. She lived 4 years out in the wild. And we got her. She was abandoned in South Prince George County in Virginia. So if you don't make the hunting pack as a beagle, they cut you out to the wild. So she was picked up by dog control, animal control, in Prince George's County. At the time, we had Reagan in a dog training kennel, and they knew we had a beagle, so they asked us if we'd be interested in Yori. 4 years in the wild, she was afraid of everyone, wouldn't go near anyone. So anyhow, we ended up taking Yori in, and she was a godsend. She really was. She'd already had two litters by the time we got her. She was 4 years old. We brought her to the vets, had her checked out and all that. And when my wife got pregnant with Sarah, Yori would lay right next to her belly. She knew my wife was pregnant. So she'd been watching and with Sarah since she was just a baby, And she passed away yesterday. And we buried her with my first beagle, Dixie. We've had her ashes for a long time, and we ended up burying her right here at the backyard, in the fruit tree orchard, somewhere peaceful. So, rest in peace, Yori. Good dog. What a dog. So, just a note, if you have a dog or an animal, love them while you can. They can be pesterouous at sometimes, disruptive, but remember, it's just temporary, and that's part of the cycle of life. When they get sick, look at some alternative medicines. Thank God we had come across some medical research. You remember remdesivir, by the way. This doctor exposed it for failing its trials, in 2016 it was banned from use. And then Fauci gets in, and his wife is invested in Gilead, who produces remdesivir. And before you know it, the NIH is mandating hospitals use remdesivir, and remdesivir only, for COVID. So, what a bastard. Anyhow, do some research. Look at some alternatives. We were able to keep Yori for 9 months. She ate, she slept, she was fine right up until the end, and she eventually had a stroke. So the coagulants, obviously, blood clots, cancer. So she had a stroke, suffered for a day, and went peacefully. And she was with her family, her sister, and my wife and I. And she's going to stay here at her forever home. So anyhow, till next time, take care of the animals and love them while you can. It's part of life. All right, y'all. Have a good night. We'll talk to you later. God bless. See ya.